Let's start off by talking about celebrities. Who is your favorite celebrity?
Oh, that's interesting. I would say Angelina Jolie, um, Viola Davis. Oh my God, I love her movies. She's incredible. She's just incredible. Yeah, I think mostly like um, actors.
Would you like to be a celebrity in the future?
This is amazing question. I dream to be celebrity all my life, like since my childhood. I would be like tell my mom that one day I will be on TV and I will be famous. I always wanted to be famous, so that's why I started like being acting or modeling, like being in it. It's a tough way, tough road journey, but yeah, I love to be on a light, like there. I love to be like famous, but I understood now by like growing that you don't have to be on a TV or particularly like actor to become famous. You can do so many other things, and with our time, with internet and everything, like you can become famous so quickly and in different field.
Would you prefer to be wealthy or famous?
Before, like maybe a year ago or two, I would tell you I would prefer to be famous. But now I came to the point where I don't really care until I'm wealthy. If I make it, if I succeed, I don't mind if people doesn't know me. Like before, I used to say, I want to come to the point in life when I'm like old and people talk about me, people know me, they know my name. But now I'm wealthy, I'm fine. That's all.
Now let's talk about clothing and fashion. What is your favorite item of clothing?
I don't think I have like favorite one in anything. I think I don't have a favorites. I think something comfortable, like some loose pants and some t-shirts, crop tops. I never been very fashionable. I think it took me very long time to find my style or something. I don't think even I found it still yet. Sorry, but like I'm trying something, but I more come to the point where like whatever is comfortable and I feel nice in, that's the important. That's it.
Were you interested in fashion and beauty when you were a child?
Not really, actually. When I was around 13 years old, that's when I became wanting to become a model and actress. I started watching some show on TV about it, but like I don't think I had this available, like doing makeup or get a makeup or some different clothes as much in our time. So I think I'm really wasn't it. But like, yeah, by the time as I grow, I start loving it. I even went to the point where on a COVID time, I studied makeup and I just learned everything about it. And I want to become makeup artist, but life changed plans, I guess.
Do you think your style or your fashion will change as you get older?
Yeah, for sure. Everything changes. It's like you grow, you like I used to love short dresses and high heels and just go all like show myself and just be out and loud. Now, like as I grow, I don't feel that comfortable to be like that anymore. I want more like longer dress, closed everywhere. Like I don't know, it's just more comfort, I think. And I would prefer not wear something like loud and open, and more be comfortable in something, even if I go out.
Now let's talk about colors. What colors do you like? Just jumping in to give you our free gift, we analysed hundreds of band 7, 8 and 9 speaking performances and we analysed the vocabulary. And we've put all the best words, phrases, idioms into one PDF for you. If you would like that, go to the description, click on the link. It's our gift to you. You can download it 100% for free.
I like pink, purple. Purple been my favorite color always, but I have nothing in purple. That's such weird thing, yeah. But I'm very girly, like pink, purplish things like red and all that.
In your country, are there any colors that are more popular than others?
I think like it depends on the season, like which season we are in. Like if it's a fall, you know, you will get a very orangey color of the country because everything is like the trees is falling the leaves. So it's kind of everything dries out. Winter is all white everywhere almost. So it's so much of snow. And like grayish color, I would say, even because there's no much sun. And summer, it's a green. So yeah, it's like, I think it's a seasonal more.
And do colors affect your mood?
Of course. Yeah, I think, yeah. Because like even if it's in a like outside and it's sunny, it's like all beautiful weather and beautiful sky of blue, clean, obviously you'll feel very nice in that. And if it's like gray, like in one part of my country where my family actually lives right now, it's very grayish most of the time in the year. It rains and it's like, it's really gray. And I don't like to come there because it's just depressing. So yeah, it affects you.
Now let's talk about your future career. Do you think you will change careers in the future?
I just changed my career right now. So I would love to stick what I'm doing right now with it and just make my wealth out of it because I know it can be possible. So for me, it's very difficult to understand what I'm good at in a way like working because I studied law. So I tried to be a lawyer. I didn't like to sit in the office and just be in one place. I tried to be real estate. It didn't work. It wasn't my journey. But through that time, I was in modeling and acting. So that was my passion. But again, I came to the point where I will choose the wealth than being famous. So now I'm just seeing where I can make that wealth, make the money more than like become what I really wanted, you know? So I wish to not change the career and just stick to what I'm doing right now and make my life out of it.
So do you think that you'll be doing this career for the next 5 or 10 years?
Yeah, I wish. I wish it gets to that point because in this career, like as you do it like for longer, you become better and you make more. Like you just become better because it's like language or a skill you have. And that's what it requires only, like the skill of doing it. So it's basically a practice. So as long you go, better you become.
And what is your current career?
I'm in trading, but I've been just studying it and doing it for past like 4 or 5 months, but I already became profitable. So I'm really proud of it. But it's still long journey to go. And I just want to stick to it, learn it, and just, you know, like a language, just speak it. Like look at it and I know everything about it.
Do you think AI will affect that career in the future?
I mean, there is already in some way, I wouldn't say it affects badly. It's actually helps because some people created systems with the AI or like, how does it calls, like indicators, which helps us to actually trade. For some people, it doesn't help, but yeah, it's like, in some way it helps. But I don't think AI will like affect it badly that we cannot use it and work in it. It's not going to take our job. So describe a difficult task that I have succeeded in doing as part of work or studies. I think I will come to the trading, which I just started. So it's kind of just right now. One of my tasks was to come to the point where I can make $1,000 in, I don't know, 1 week. And it was hard and I did it. So, but it took so much nerves mentally, especially the mentally, like it's so hard because like sometimes you see your money just going away from you in your account and you're just sitting there and just like, it's okay. And you have to be zoned. And I think the biggest even task in it is to be still, control your emotions. I think emotions, yes, because I'm very emotional person and I'm very like loud and outgoing with the feelings and all. So for me to just not react on certain things is very difficult. And in trading, you have to be still. You have to just control that emotions. When you win, when you lose, it doesn't matter. You win, you have to look at it and like, it's okay. Very good. That's it. Like no emotions, nothing. Same when you lose. No crying, no screaming, no breaking computers, nothing. Even if you want so much, you have to like control yourself and just be in that feel of I'm okay with it, whatever is happening. So I think that's the biggest task that I have achieved, that I'm just look at it and like, okay, it's fine.
So we've been talking about a difficult task you worked on. We're going to continue to talk about difficult jobs and careers and things like that. What do you think are some of the most difficult jobs people can do?
Doctors. I think it's very difficult because lives of others depends on you. So like I think mentally it's very hard sometimes for them, and it's a big responsibility. Also, one of the biggest work in our world is being a parent. Mother, apparently, like most, raised another life, another human. I think it's a biggest task in this life.
Why do you think there are some people out there that actively choose to do very difficult jobs?
They believe in themselves. They're capable. They're passionate about it. I know people like from my class from the school who went to be a doctors or something with physics, and they loved it for the very beginning. And when you're looking at it and you're like, I don't even understand what's happening, but they are like, their mind works in that way. So for them, it's kind of easier to understand everything. So they love. Like, I love to go for lawyer because I went to study it. And that time I wanted so badly to become a policewoman or like child service to help the kids and families. So I had a choice to go for law, and I was just passionate about it, even though I don't work with it anymore.
Some people think that there are certain careers that are easy. Do you think that easy careers actually exist?
I don't think so. There's nothing easy. Like, it's all about how you put it in your mind. Like, from the side view, it might seems easy, but maybe that person is struggling to get where they are, the point. So they took time, they studied, they did hard work to get where they are. And no, there's nothing easy. Everything requires studying, mind, learning all the time, dedication, time, which is like, time is the resource that we never can get back. So it can be easy. You are losing something. So
in order to be successful, is it always necessary to work hard?
I don't believe in like hard work. You need to work smart. When you work smart, you can achieve something faster than if you would be hard, because you would go hard on yourself, on the studying, or like whatever you are doing. You just would be so hard that you pushing it too much that it just it's not happening, and you questioning like, why it's not happening? I'm doing everything. No, just chill. Like, be smarter. If it's not happening, just let it go for some time. Come back to it. Like, see what's happening wrong. Change something. So yeah, I think you just like need to be smarter with it than hard with it.
Do you think that the most successful people in the world are also the happiest people in the world?
I cannot say because I don't know all of them, and especially, personally, you really never know how people feel, because behind the closed doors, you never know what's happening. So in some ways they are successful or they are happy that they are like successful, and it's make their life easier. But like their life is even harder because they have more responsibility, and the level where they are, they trying to support that level for the rest of the life. And I think that's the harder, to just stay there or even be more than that and not lose anything. Because like when you have so much to lose, it's harder when you have nothing to lose.
That's the end of the speaking test. How did you feel about that?
Good.
Good, yeah?
Yeah.
If you would like your speaking assessed one-on-one, we do offer that as part of our VIP package. To thank you for watching the video, I'll offer you 10% off. All you have to do is just go to the description, click the link, and you can get 10% off today. So I'm going to give you some advice for part 1, part 2, part 3, talk about how you did in those parts, and then talk about your band scores for vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and fluency and coherence. So part 1, really, really good development. I could throw lots of questions at you, and any topic, you'd be able to handle them and talk about them. You seem naturally good at speaking. You
love to speak.
You don't seem like a shy person.
No.
which is really, really good. When I've worked with people like you in the past, the only weakness that someone like you can have is, and you don't have this, I'm just bringing it up, is people who are naturally good at speaking and like to speak a lot. They can often go off on tangents and not answer the actual question. So they just talk about stuff. You didn't do that. So that was good. All right.
Yeah, I control myself.
But I can imagine being in a coffee shop with you and you doing that naturally. It's not a bad thing in a coffee shop, but in an exam situation, it might be.
Yeah.
So just, I don't think that's going to be an issue for you. But I thought I would bring it up because that's, people watching might be like, oh, I'm really naturally good at, I love speaking. That could be an issue for some other people. Similar with part 2, I had to stop you. You got to 2 minutes. I don't mean it in a negative way. I don't mean it like that. Because you got to the 2 minutes and you did it, and you talked about that difficult task. The thing I really liked was that you picked something real, so you could tell that was a real thing that you're actually going through. It's just so much easier to speak about things that are actually happening to you. Some people don't like to speak about their personal life. It depends on the topic. Like some people are just, I don't feel comfortable using my own real experience. For you, I think that worked really well. But it depends on the topic. But as I say, I don't think there's too many topics that could come up in part 2 that you wouldn't be able to talk about either personally or just talking a little bit more abstractly about it. Part 3, again, you had no problem talking about any of those things. You had no problem developing those things. You're full of ideas. You're full of relevant ideas. You're full of explanations and examples and things like that. And some of those questions were quite difficult. You know, they're quite philosophical questions that I threw at you.
I felt so.
But you explored them quite well. I like the way you, well, some people might feel this way or be like this, but then other people, you know, for example, are successful people happy? Well, some of them aren't happy for this reason, and some of them are happy for this reason. That's an excellent strategy for part 3. I really like the way you said, like, I don't know any of these people personally. Some people would say something like that, like, I don't know any successful people, and then not answer the rest of the question. You didn't allow that to stop you talking. You were like, I don't know any successful people personally, but I have to, if I guessed, there are people because they achieve success, they're very, very happy. But then there are other people, they have so much responsibility and so much stress that they're going to be, you know, you speculated on that. But I think your overriding logic is like everyone's an individual, and some of them are happy and some of them, it depends on the individual. And you expressed that really, really well. Let me give you feedback on, so fluency and coherence, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation. 2 things are quite good. 2 things we can work on. I'm not saying they're bad. It's because English isn't your first language. We're not, you know, we're not looking for perfection here. So please don't take what I'm saying as criticism. It's just, these are areas that you could work on, and none of the areas you can work on are bad. They just need a little bit of work. So your strength, your biggest strength, is fluency. You are extremely fluent. You can speak at length on topic without any hesitation, without any, you know, there's a nice flow to what you're saying. You speak quite quickly, and I think that's because you are enthusiastic. I would never suggest that you should slow down your speech or anything like that, because it's not causing any issues. You know, be yourself. Your fluency is your biggest asset. So how long have you been speaking English?
I've been like around 6 years only.
6 years. Well, amazing. For
And I
6
learned
years.
it like in foreigner countries. So I didn't learn English from books. Basically, I learned it from people from the very, very beginning. When I went to India, I lived in India. And there it took me like around maybe 1.5 year, 2 years to start getting more fluent. And now like as time goes by, like I get better and better.
The next area that I think is quite good is your vocabulary. It doesn't matter what topic I throw at you, you have enough vocabulary to deal with it. You do make some errors from time to time, but they're not major and they're not frequent. You have a wide enough range of vocabulary to talk about most topics. So it's very, very good. You could improve it, but it depends on your life goals. It depends on what you want to do. That's not the thing that I would work on the most. The two areas that I would work on the most would be pronunciation and grammar. Now, I don't think that you're going around mispronouncing everything. 98% of the words that you say are clear. They're easy to understand. Every now and again, you mispronounce a word, and it sometimes changes the meaning of that word. So for example, you said
lives of others depends on you.
The lives of others instead of the lives of others.
And you have to be zoned.
You said zone instead of zen. You have to be zone instead of zen.
All beautiful weather.
You said weather instead of weather. It's like little things like that. And sometimes it changes the meaning. But as I said, if we looked at a transcript of what you said, the vast majority, like more than 95%, if not more than 98%, 99% of the words are 100% clear. That is why if you move to an English-speaking country, you would have no problem living and working there. Everybody would understand you. Every 10 or 15 minutes, somebody might like, oh, zen, but they'd be able to figure that. She said zone, she meant zen. Okay, I can figure that out.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't get one of the really high marks for pronunciation because of that, because to get one of the higher marks, really 100% of the words need to be clear and easy to understand. It is just occasionally, very, very occasionally, that happens. So there's two routes that you could go down if you wanted to improve that. One would be to work with a teacher, and they would, if you did a lot of work with them, they would be able to identify problem sounds that you have. You're a native Russian speaker. Did you grow up speaking Russian?
Yeah.
So there are common sounds that Russians have a problem with. Every language has, when they try and speak English and vice versa, has an issue with that. So for example, Germans will say weather instead of, their W's and their V, and they'll say the magazine Vogue instead of Vogue. They'll get those mixed up. Spanish speakers will say video instead of video. They'll get the V and the B mixed up. By identifying those common sounds that you have a problem with, it means that you don't have to completely change your pronunciation. It's like fixing an engine. So if my car breaks down, you don't replace the entire car. You find the piece, like it could be a tire and you fix that tire. You don't throw away the car. That would be my approach for you with pronunciation, is if you really want to go down that route of like really cleaning it up and it being perfect, find those common sounds, because English is made up of many sounds. Russian is made up of many sounds. What are those common problems? And then work on those sounds. And it's more like going to the gym than going to school, because your lips, your tongue, your jaw is what makes the sound. And because you've never made those sounds before, because you're a native Russian speaker, that's the problem. It's not your brain. So you would have to literally train your face.
I never thought about it like that. That's interesting.
Another way to easily do it is if you have like a notes app, and you change it to English, it will write it incorrectly. So if you said zone and you're trying to say zen, it will pick up on that and it will write zone. So you could actually speak into the notes app and it will write out exactly what you say. And if there's errors in it and you see common errors, that's how you could do it for free. But it's totally up to you. The big issue is we very commonly see this with Russian native speakers. You do not have articles, the, and in Russian. So again, it's kind of like, it's not about that you're bad at speaking English. It is just you're not used to using that type of grammar. So you say things like,
I dream to be celebrity with internet. I'm a very emotional person.
If you're not living in a native English speaking country, articles, you can get away with making those mistakes because it doesn't affect meaning that much. It does affect meaning from time to time, but you can get away with living in somewhere where English is spoken, but not to the level of native English speakers or very high English learners would use it. So again, it depends on your goals. Do you want to get a very high IELTS score and move to an English-speaking country, or do a career where you need a high IELTS score, or maybe go to university again to do a master's where you would need to fix this? The problem with articles is they're in every sentence. So we would call this a systematic error, that every time you're using that system, you make that mistake, or nearly every time, and you're completely unaware of it. So nearly every sentence has a grammatical error in it. And it's not just articles. There's some other areas of grammar. That articles is your biggest issue, but you also have small little problems in other. So the examiner is listening to you and extremely fluent. They can understand nearly everything you're saying. The vocabulary is very good, but nearly every sentence, more than 50% anyway, has a small grammar mistake in there. That means that the maximum you can get for grammar is 6. For a band 6. Same with pronunciation. To get a band 7, 8, or 9, the examiner needs to understand 100% of what you're saying. At the moment, 99, 98%. So you're getting a band 6 for pronunciation as well. Your fluency is very good and your vocabulary is very solid. So you'd be getting a band 7 for those. So overall, you would get 6.5, which is about the average. So you've only been learning English, and not formally, for about 6 years.
Yeah.
You didn't learn it as a child. 6.5 is very respectable. It means 6.5 is the score that most university students need to go to university in an English-speaking country.
Okay.
So if you wanted to do law in the UK or Canada or Australia, 6.5 would probably be enough, because it means you can speak, people can understand you. Your reading and listening scores are probably much higher than 6.5. Your writing, we would need to work together on that. Most people, their writing is lower than their speaking. So you're probably at around a band 6 for writing,
yes.
I would guess. But overall, you would, if we take your listening and your reading into account, you're probably overall at around a band 7, which is what I would guess for you, which means that you can easily operate in an English-speaking country. You can understand everything. You can understand what people are saying. You can read everything. You can communicate through speaking. You can send text messages and emails, and you'll make a few little grammar errors, but people will generally understand you. So it totally depends on your goals. If you want to go and do a master's, your English would need to probably need to increase. If you wanted to be a lawyer in an English-speaking country, you would need to fix those problems. But the good news is that they're very fixable. Like 3 to 6 months, we could dramatically improve those things, because we're not fixing everything in the grammar book. We're not fixing every sound in pronunciation. We're being very strategic and like, what's the flat tire?
Yeah.
Replace the flat tire, find the weakness, turn that into a strength. And we could really help you in a very short period of time. All right. Well done. Thank you
so much. Thank you.